10 minutes in a day to work on your fitness, what exercises would you do to achieve the best results in the most efficient use of your time? So often we think that a workout must consist of more than it needs to, especially when time is the issue. Reality is, you don't need an hour or even a half an hour to tone up and get into great shape. All you need is a few good moves and less than 10 minutes of your time. This 8-minute workout will effectively and efficiently sculpt your body and improve your health. The plan consists of cardio, strength, and core movements that train the entire body. The exercises will be performed in circuit format. That means one exercise after the other with no rest in between. You will start out with a dynamic warm-up and then continue directly into the strength circuit by performing 15 reps of each exercise, one set through. And if you don't have a total gym or you need a change, I've created 2 similar workouts, one on the total gym and one off using hand weights. This way, you have 2 choices to choose between that achieve the same results. Now let's go ahead and learn the exercises for this amazing 8-minute routine. We'll start out with a dynamic warm-up. You'll move quickly through each exercise by performing 10 reps of each, one set through. The first exercise are waist twists. So keep your legs more than hip distance apart, bend the knees slightly and keep your core engaged. Bring the arms out to the side and start to rotate through the torso. Let your arms just follow. The lower half of your body will stay still and stable. This helps to warm up through the torso as well as through the arms and shoulders. You'll keep the same position of your legs for lateral side bends. This time we're warming up the torso in a different range of motion. Then you'll move into plie slides. Legs are together, you'll take a wide step out to the side and then drag the leg in. As you drop down into your plie, try to get the legs parallel to the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs as you stand and drag. You can add a little side bend into this motion to keep the whole body warming up. And then the last exercise are plank runner's lunge. You'll come into a plank keeping your shoulders on top of your wrists, your core engaged, and legs long. You'll step forward with one leg, stretching through the hips, groin, and inner thighs. Step back into your down dog or plank, and then change legs. So you'll just go through this motion to warm up your entire body, range of motion of your shoulders, as well as your hips, thighs, and core. Once you've gone through all of those exercises, move directly into the strength circuit. Now you're ready for the cardio strength circuit. Perform every exercise for 15 reps, one set through, no rest in between. The first exercise is squat and press jumps. You'll need some hand weights. Have your incline at the highest level with your squat stand attached. Come down to a supine position with your legs on the squat stand. The arms are up by your shoulders. You'll go down into your squat and start to do a jump and a press at the same time. Next are glute lifts. Come back down to that supine position, keeping your hips at the very end of your glide board, and heels are at the very top of the squat stand. Lift your hips up, and you'll bend the knees, letting the glide board come down the rails, activating your glutes each time. Now you can keep this into a double leg, or you can extend one leg for single leg. Now if you do single leg, you're gonna have to do 10 on each side. Next are plank rolls. Quickly remove your squat stand and come to the bottom base of your total gym. Extend the glide board up the rails to come into a plank position, keeping your core engaged at all times. You're gonna roll down to your forearms and then come back up into the plank. As you do this, you keep the legs straight, the core is engaged, and you're training your arms, your core, and everything all at once. Now since this is a quick circuit, the incline is high, but the lower the incline, the harder the challenge. Next is push-up pike-ups. I'm going to keep the incline at a high level, but if you need to accommodate your strength, bring the incline down and it'll help with your upper body. Take your hands to the bottom base and place your feet onto the glide board. Extend out through the legs. You'll perform one push-up followed by one pike-up, keeping your core engaged at all times. This trains your upper body, your shoulders, your chest, your core. This is a total body workout challenge. Next are back extension sweeps. So you'll quickly lower the incline if you haven't already, attach your cables, and come down to a prone position. As you're here, you're going to keep your arms extended straight to begin and the legs are closed. As you sweep the arms down by the hips, the legs open to the side, and you extend through your torso. This movement trains the upper, middle, and lower back, as well as your glutes, outer thighs, hamstrings, as well as your torso. Next is arm circles. So you'll quickly flip around to a supine position. Bring your arms extended, and I like to bring my legs up so that I also work my core. My arms will start to circle around, full range of motion to target every area of my shoulders. I also like to change the direction. So you could do 10 in each direction, or you could do 5 and 5. To make it more challenging, extend out through the legs. Just make sure that your lower back is in contact with the glide board at all times. And the last exercise is bicycle crunch and punch. You'll stay in that supine position, bring your legs up into tabletop, and lift your torso as high as possible. You'll start to bicycle the legs while alternating a punch to the opposite leg. You can add a little speed here. You're trying to rotate through your torso, so you're working your waistline, the obliques. Everything here is working your shoulders. This is a great core finisher. Here are some similar exercises that you can do off of your Total Gym. You'll need a set of hand weights. The first exercise is jumping jack presses. So go into a little jumping jack, and you'll do halfway range of motion upward. This works your shoulders, as well as your core, your lower body, and your cardiovascular system. Next are glute lifts. Come down to a supine position with your arms long. Lift your hips up, squeezing your knees together to activate the inner thighs. As you're here, you'll start to pulse the hips up and down to really squeeze and activate, lifting the glutes, the hamstrings, and the thighs. Now from here, if you had a little small ball, you can also place it in between the knees so that you're really focusing on activating the inner thighs and keeping your hips stable. Now if you didn't have a ball, that's fine too. It works the same thing, but really focus on squeezing the inner thighs together so that you're working the entire lower body chain. You can also extend one leg to increase the challenge, but be sure to do this on both sides. Next are frog lifts and pulls. Come down to a prone position with your arms in a diamond shape to begin, and your legs will go into a diamond shape, gluing your heels together. You'll lift up into extension, and as you do this, you'll start to pulse with very small ranges of motion, and you'll squeeze the shoulder blades together, working the upper, middle, and lower back, as well as your glutes, hamstrings, and thighs. Now you can add hand weights to challenge this movement. This is really a total body toner that'll really help lift the backside of your body. Next are plank down ups. You'll come into a plank position with your shoulders on top of your wrists, core is engaged, and legs are long. You'll drop down to your forearms, and then come right back up into that plank position without letting your knees drop to the floor. Keep your abs engaged at all times. Now to challenge this, you can go to a single leg. Just make sure that you do both sides. As we did in the beginning with our plies, we're going to add some circling arms. You'll step out into that wide plie position and let the arms go into a big circle, working every range of motion of our shoulders, as well as our hips, legs, and inner thighs. This is such a great total body conditioner, and it also gets your heart rate up. Next is single leg balance and tricep press. You're going to come into a single leg position, extend your arms back behind you. Keep your torso lifted and your shoulders back. You'll start to lift the leg and the arms at the same time. This tones and strengthens the backs of the arms, the shoulders, the upper back, your torso, as well as your glutes, hamstrings, and thighs. This is such a great thing to do because balance is so very important. It also helps with ankle stability. And the last exercise is roll and reach. Keep your weights and come down to a supine position. Extend your arms and legs long. You're gonna roll through the torso, lift the arms up, and then come straight back. As you do this, you're articulating through the spine, getting nice movement through the torso. You're working your shoulders, toning your biceps, triceps. Everything is working. Now, if you want to add a little leg movement, you can extend one leg and reach towards your toes, and then alternate the other side. This is such a great move to finish that 8-minute workout. To finish this workout, quickly do a few stretches to lengthen out your muscles. So you'll come into a supine position, hug your knees in, and just rock your spine from side to side to loosen up through the lower back and the torso. Then you'll roll up and come into a downward dog position. Your arms are long, your legs are long, and your hips are pressed up at the top. From right here, you'll just start to pedal the legs, keeping one leg straight and one knee bends. And as you do this, you're rotating slightly through the lower half of the body to feel the backs of the legs lengthen and feeling a lower back stretch and shoulders as well. Then you'll come all the way into a rolled up position for an overhead stretch. Bring your arms up overhead, interlock your fingers, keep your knees slightly bent and lean to the side. You can drop one arm and stretch. And then come up over to the other side, lean, keeping those knees slightly bent. Drop one arm down, come back up, take a deep breath, and you did it. Total body workout in 8 minutes. Dedicating 8 magical minutes of your time daily to better your health and well-being may be the solution that you're looking for to accomplish your fitness goals. An effective sweat session is all you really need to train your body when time is of the essence. If you had less than 10 minutes in a day to work on your fitness, what exercises would you do to achieve the best results in the most efficient use of your time? So often we think that a workout must consist of more than it needs to, especially when time is the issue. Reality is, you don't need an hour or even a half an hour to tone up and get into great shape. All you need is a few good moves and less than 10 minutes of your time. This 8-minute workout will effectively and efficiently sculpt your body and improve your health. The plan consists of cardio, strength, and core movements that train the entire body. The exercises will be performed in circuit format. That means one exercise after the other with no rest in between. You will start out with a dynamic warm-up and then continue directly into the strength circuit by performing 15 reps of each exercise, one set through. And if you don't have a total gym or you need a change, I've created 2 similar workouts, one on the total gym and one off using hand weights. This way, you have 2 choices to choose between.